What's up guys, and welcome back to the 6 Hour Gods YouTube channel. Today we are going to be continuing on with our Let's Play series for the Outer Worlds. Right now our goal is to find a power regulator, which means we have to head over to Edgewater. While this component may be out of our reach for now, we are going to be meeting a lot of useful connections and also picking up our first companion. Hope you enjoy, and please remember to like and subscribe. Alrighty guys, we are back and in our ship right now, but what I think we should do is do a little bit of exploration inside and see what is actually in here. What the heck is this thing?
If your equipment is in need of repair or modification, the Crux 2000 workbench is at your disposal, Captain. I suppose everything on the Unreliable belongs to you now, Captain. Help yourself. No, really.
The workbench allows you to repair, upgrade, and modify your weapons and armor, keeping you combat ready and in tip-top shape at all times. On each screen, first select the weapon or armor that you want to work on, then choose what you want to do to it. Repair it, break it down for parts, modify it with a mod, or tinker to upgrade it. That is going to be very useful. We just acquired a shotgun and 15 parts as well. That thing appears to be busted, so we're going to have to fix that, or it's pretty much just going to be useless. At this point in time, we don't really need all the weapons that we're carrying, so if we break some stuff down, that should give us some more parts. Just repairing the shotgun alone is going to cost us 17 weapon parts, so that's going to be worth it. Our first long gun, we definitely need that. Weapon management, you can have up to 4 weapons equipped at a time by navigating to the weapon, then selecting the weapon slot at the top of the screen. On this page you can also inspect your weapons, compare them, flag them as junk, or break them down for parts. Players with the engineering skill can repair their weapons on this screen as well. Take care of your TNL weapons and they'll take care of your enemies. So let's go ahead and put that in slot 2. Perfect. So 100 versus 173. We're actually going to have to see how this works because it looks like it's more of a spray versus a slug. So that means that we're going to have to get in very close. Now let's take a look up here. There's probably a lot of other things that we can explore in the ship.
These are the crew's quarters. Alex preferred to travel alone, but he always had me.
So it looks like as we get more companions, more doors will be opened on the ship. Let's head outside.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay.
Psh, you've got it all wrong. I'm a Starship Safety Inspector.
Oh, by the law. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. If you'd like to speak with my manager, I report to Constable Reyes in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Yeah, you're lucky that I don't report you to the authorities. Get out of here. So we're a little bit more than 300 meters away. I think I see someone up there straight ahead of us. Camp off to the right as well. I think that we'll check this out. There's probably going to be more loot in a camp. God damn, that shotgun absolutely wrecked. So we took a little bit of damage, but we still have a lot of heals left. Now let's go around and take our loot. We're definitely going to have to be aware about how loud we are because we were pretty far away from all those other people, but all the shooting drew them in. There's got to be some cases here, maybe some ammo. Ooh, very nice. Obviously, we're still in the very starting portion of the game, and we only have 2 weapons, but I'm thinking that maybe science weapons don't create as much noise, or possibly something that's silenced. That would be really cool. So I think it's just a straight shot over to Edgewater now. I think the closer that we get to the city, the more protected it's going to be. Yep, there's some guards. And some other dude with them.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend.
Yeah, whatever, dude. I'm just passing through.
Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices.
I never got your name. I'm 6.
Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas Jr. in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
Who do I talk to about a power regulator?
Definitely not the Junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Tobson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road.
Alright, man. I think that was actually some good information you gave me. I'll be on my way. You definitely had some more dialogue options there, but I kind of want to focus on our main mission for now. We can always just go back and talk to him later. Alright, Edgewater, we're here. Damn, a smooth 600 just for entering the city. I'll take that any day.
If you're falling sick, I don't want you near me.
Don't worry.
This is a pretty big town. I was expecting something way smaller than this.
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
None of these people actually have a name, so that means that they're not really all that important. But for now, let's just head up to Reed's office and see what he has to say.
Miss Holcomb, I need to explain this address. The grease monkey, Argo? Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
Are you Reed? I was told I should talk to you.
I'm Reed Tobson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
I think you may have the wrong idea about me.
Yes, so it dawns on me. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
My ship needs repairs, and I'm looking for a power regulator.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process.
Let's hear it, bud.
There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
When you say mostly abandoned, what do you actually mean?
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
What a surprise. I never would have guessed.
I am not trying to pull one over on you, friend. You were bound to run into them sooner or later. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters. Former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
And why would you need them to come back?
Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations.
The thing is, guy, none of what you're telling me is actually my problem.
It's our problem, not yours, but I'm asking for your help. If those workers don't come back, Edgewater is going to collapse. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
Alright, Reed, I'll see what I can do to help you.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Sure, I could use the company.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Let's get going. You've gained a companion. They are characters that join you in your adventures and help you in a variety of ways. Companions provide combat support. Their skills enhance your skills. They increase your carrying capacity. You can unlock special companion combat abilities with the Inspiration skill. Learn more about your companions in the Companion Ledger. Right away, I can also tell that the person who voices Parvati is also the person that voiced Aloy in Horizon Zero Dawn.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
This is about the deserters, so what's the other side of it?
To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
I can't blame anybody for wanting to leave. This town's got issues.
Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
I suppose it couldn't hurt. I guess we'll stop on by.
Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
I'm just going to assume that a vicar is some type of priest. He's not really all that far away, so we might as well just go and talk to him. Because I think if we do that, we're just going to get some extra XP, and that can never go wrong.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max, if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar de Soto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling? This season's tossball predictions? The quickest way out of town?
Parvati wanted me to ask you about what Reed asked us to do.
What? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Tobson asked you to do?
That bastard wants us to cut off power to Adelaide's deserters.
Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk.
So, what do you advise?
Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold.
But is that even possible?
Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume.
And why is that?
One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
A handsome sum, you say? Tell me more.
It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious?
Why would a vicar be after a banned heretical book?
I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption.
I think that you're trying to play me, man. There's something up with you. I'll need to know a little bit more about this book before I agree to do this. Or you just pay me a lot of money.
It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's place in the cosmos. Not many in this colony could understand its true value, should they ever read it.
Well, that doesn't sound too bad. I'll look for the book.
Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Alright, man. I'll see you later then. So now I have to go out and look for Adelaide. That should be pretty easy. So I think that I'm going to try and side with those people. This town is pretty messed up, and I don't really want to try and further their cause. Whoops, it looks like we took the wrong exit out of town, so now we are heading the wrong way. Oh, but look at that, we got 200 XP for discovering Edgewater's landing pad. Well, we got about 10 experience for that. I'll take it. We can always use more XP. A few more kills like that and we'll actually be level 3. Alrighty, the path to the next settlement is about 500 meters away. And I think it was Vicar Max who told us that the path is riddled with marauders. So I'm a little bit concerned because our weapons kinda suck. What we have to do is get in really close and use the shotgun, because the pistol is absolute trash at this point. So what we have to do now is look out for other types of long guns, so I'm thinking assault rifles, hunting rifles, sniper rifles. If we get our hands on any of those, it's going to make our life a lot easier. But on the flip side of things, we do have Parvati with us now, so we have extra hands. Oh shit.
Wow, great work!
I think I see someone leaning up against that box. Let's sneak up and then shoot him right in the face.
Nice one! Can't get past the armor! That's gotta hurt! Ah! Ah! Can't get past the... That didn't work! We got him!
I know for a fact that some of these guys were using assault rifles. Oh, there we go, exactly what we needed. And we also went up a level, so that is amazing. Let's go ahead and upgrade our skills right now. But what exactly do we want? I say we put a few into this. Right up to 50. Now we have to actually upgrade our long guns separately. And that's it, unfortunately. So the next level that we achieve will get another perk. So that should increase our TTD meter. That's what we're going to aim for. This companion ledger shows you everything you need to know about your companions. You can see their skills, stats, status effects, and gear. To change your companion's gear, first select the item you want to swap out, then choose a compatible item to replace it with. You can also change how they behave in combat by selecting their preferred weapon, follow distance, and aggressiveness. So I think Parvati is nice where she's at. She's got a pistol and a hammer. I don't think these melee weapons are as good as the one that she currently has, and obviously that assault rifle is going to be going with us. Yeah, 73, not very good, but the attack rate might be faster. I don't think we need to read about that because we already read the whole thing about the workbenches, kind of the same thing. Let's see, I think that this uses a different type of ammo. Ooh, no, we don't have much of that. That could be an issue. But for now, I think we're going to rock this because it's just so much better.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble. I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along.
Actually, it is. I'm looking for Adelaide and I need some answers.
Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those.
I'm looking for the geothermal plant. Know anything about it?
A geo what? Look, plants ain't my purview. You're better off asking after Adelaide. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you.
Yeah, where can I find Adelaide?
Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind.
I'll tell you when I've had enough. Hey, I'm just trying to figure out how to repair my ship.
Well, look at you, buzzing around the aether with your very own ship. Rest of us gotta make do with the ground at our feet. No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her.
You know, you could always just go out and look for her.
I go looking for Zoe, I leave the camp undefended, seeing as I'm the only one of us who knows her way around a gun. Hence my dilemma.
Any idea where she might be hiding, though?
Vex me. If she told anybody, they ain't telling me. I'd check her room, but I got yelled at for snooping once already.
Seriously? You snooped around in her room?
Little ways ago. She was always obsessing over her serial dramas. Wanted to see what the fuss was about.
I guess I'll keep an eye out.
It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere.
Don't worry about it. I'll find her.
Appreciate it. Honest.
Alrighty, I think that we'll be on our way. Talking to you is like talking to a brick wall. Adelaide's really close now and she's in the greenhouse. Look at that setup. That's awesome. Fresh food for everyone.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear?
Yeah, we have a few questions, but first of all, you must be Adelaide, right?
I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
So, is this your greenhouse?
No, dear. The garden belongs to us all. Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe yields its bounty equally, absent of prejudice.
God damn, I'm surprised you managed to grow anything all the way out here.
The soil around the Vale went sour years ago, but I found a way to sweeten it back up. The secret recipe is a little bit of elbow grease, a dash of love, and a heaping pile of special fertilizer.
That's quite impressive. Looks like you made a home for yourself out here.
A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down new roots.
Why'd you leave your old home?
It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject.
Well, Reed asked me to make peace with you.
Reed Tobson? You here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
I think the offer is pretty fair. Reed asked you to consider coming back to town. He's willing to make amends.
Make amends? Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
There's actually something I forgot to mention. Reed asked me to divert your power over to him. He mentioned this thing called a geothermal plant.
He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
Simple. Your camp has a power regulator and I need to repair my ship. Tough luck.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
To be honest, I think that would kill more people. So what do you have against the town?
You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scrap Spacer's choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
I don't know, lady. Let's say I help you. What happens to all these people living in Edgewater? They're just trying to make a living.
Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives.
That's a pretty optimistic point of view. What I think you're doing is just trying to spite Reed.
You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it.
I guess I'll consider your offer. It's not too bad.
I trust you will listen to your conscience.